best ever at his position. Number 49, the acrobatic Dennis Smith, is the premier big play artist and one of the best strong safeties in the game. Defensive end Rulon Jones made his first appearance in a Pro Bowl last year and was also MVP of the Broncos defense. And the man who played at least 7 positions on the defense is all everything, or should I say all everywhere, Carl Mecklenburg.
People say if they can key on me and try and double team me or something, they're going to stop us, but they're not going to stop us. We got 11 guys out there. It's not me.
Right outside linebacker Tom Jackson, a 14-year veteran, is the inspirational leader of the Orange Crush, a defense that has been remarkably consistent over the years.
I think if there's one contributing factor, is the fact that the staff, namely Joe Collier as our defensive coordinator, has remained the same. And I think he has a certain philosophy of defense that he likes to use. He brings in certain types of athletes to play the kind of defenses that he wants, and I think that's how we've maintained our consistency.
We've had a lot of veterans that have been with us for a long time, plus I think we've had the same defensive coaching staff for the last 10, 12 years. I think when you don't have a coaching change on our particular side of the ball, then, you know, you don't have changes in defensive schemes and so forth, and consequently your players come back and are pretty confident what they're doing.
Confidence is something that John Elway lacked when he came into the league. Now in his 4th year, he's developed into one of the finest quarterbacks in the business. And Denver, after years of relying on a great defense to win games, now has a bona fide offense to match.
Well, they carried us quite a bit the first week. We gave up 36 and still won the game, which is, you know, that would have been unusual in the mid-70s here. But, you know, the offense has come on strong and probably the best balanced squad I've ever been a part of.
I talked to Coach Dan Reeves, and he said there had never been a team that had gone to the Super Bowl that wasn't a well-balanced team. And for the first time in a long time, Denver has a well-balanced team. Now, I asked him, was this the best team that he had coached since he'd been there? And he said, well, I have to wait till December. But the fans in Denver, they won't wait till December because they're talking Super Bowl now.
Now, there's a blow to their offense, though.
The National Broadcasting Company presents the National Football League. Today from Veterans Stadium, it's the Denver Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By Chrysler Plymouth. We're working together to be the best. And by Castrol, the motor oil engineered for today's smaller cars.
A 75-degree hot and humid day at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and the Broncos and the Eagles are getting ready. Hi, everybody. Marv Alvin along with Bob Greasy, and today a matchup of two teams that have gone in opposite directions over the first couple of weeks of the season. However, the Broncos come off a short week and a week of extensive travel. They go from Denver to Pittsburgh from Monday night, Pittsburgh back to Denver, then Denver with another flight back here to Philadelphia. You have enough trouble getting from the hotel to the ballpark. How's that going to affect the Broncos?
That's going to be very tough, and I think it's going to be a big factor in this ball game today. The NFL doesn't like to schedule that way, but 4 teams in the last 2 years have had to play Monday night and then again away on Sunday. None of those teams have won 2 games in a row.
However, John Elway is off to his best start in the NFL.
The thing about John Elway is his confidence and his maturity. He is unquestionably the leader of this offense, and for the Denver Broncos, the key to this game today.
All right, how about the Philadelphia Eagles? What are the keys for Buddy Ryan and his Eagles?
Well, the Eagles have to have that old philosophy, that old KISS philosophy. They have to keep it simple, stupid. Defensively, the Broncos do so many things on their defense that offensively, the Eagles just have to keep it simple and make sure they don't make any mistakes on offense.
And what about new head coach Buddy Ryan, who's been the center of much publicity, obviously not shy about his opinions?
Well, he's not shy with his opinions and his comments towards his players. A lot of that is tongue-in-cheek. And, of course, a lot of it is meant to encourage his players. Buddy does it in a different way. And, of course, all the coaches around the National Football League do it their own way. And whatever works, and that is Buddy's personality.
So Buddy has spotted the rest of the NFC East with that 0-2 start. Denver comes in at 2-0. This the 5th time that the Broncos and the Eagles have met. Eagles have won 3 of 4. Their last meeting back in 1983 in Denver, won by Philadelphia 13-10. That's the first home game for John Elway. The Eagles won the toss. As you look at head coach Dan Reeves And the Eagles will receive. Back deep, the rookie from Washington State, Junior Tatalatasi, and a rookie out of Oklahoma State, Charles Crawford. Rich Paulus getting set to kick it off. It was Crawford who fumbled in overtime that led to the Bears' victory last week. And it's Tatalatasi on the return. And good coverage led by Ken Woodard, leading to the fumble. Ends up in the end zone, and it's kicked out of the end zone. And let's see how they will call it.
Marvin, it looked to me as though one of the Philadelphia players intentionally knocked the ball out of the end of the end zone.
The rookie, Junior Tatalatasi, a surprise of preseason, coughing it up off the hit by Ken Woodard.
It's an automatic safety for the receiving team to intentionally knock the ball over the back of the end zone. And that'd be a safety for the Denver Broncos.
And an auspicious start as we get another look at it.
2 years ago, the Broncos were so tough turning the ball over. They have drills in training camp where they intentionally try to knock the ball loose, fumble recoveries, working on the ball. Last year they weren't as successful, but this year they're getting back to their old ways and turning the ball over.
So Buddy Ryan here in the opening seconds, trailing 2-0 on the safety.
Of course, Tatalatasi, a rookie 10th round draft choice from Washington State, came in and really was the talk of training camp for the Eagles. Did some outstanding things, broke some returns for touchdowns. 4 of the 5 running backs on the roster for the Eagles are first-year players. As you take another look at Woodard making the initial wrap, and then Harden, 31, knocking the ball loose. That defense, a lot of those defensive players playing on special teams like to go after the football.
And the Eagles now with a free kick, so the punter, the rookie from Texas, Delchick, coming off a very rough day against the Bears last week. Here's Gerald Wilhite, who muffs it. Slippery hands here in the opening minute. Kenny Jackson on the cut. Steve Watson is the big play man for the Broncos. And up front, Paul Howard starting at right guard, replacing the injured Mark Cooper. Watson is to the left, the far side, and Sampson to the near side. First down for the Broncos. And that's Wilhite in motion. Elway for Wilhite. Down at the 21, covered up by the outside linebacker, Gary Cobb. And defensively, and of course with the 46 defense, we'll see lots of shuffling, but in the 4-3, Darby, Clark, White, and Brown up front. Mike Reichenbach, middle linebacker, calling the defensive signals for the Eagles in the force. In the slot as the receiver with a second down and 6, and that is Bertie Sewell in motion. And on a fake reverse, Sandy Winder has the first down and some more. Evan Cooper, the right corner, ran him out, so the Broncos with a first down.
Talk so much about Buddy Ryan's 46 defense, Marv. The first 2 plays, they've come out in a straight 4-3. Denver coming out, running a couple of basic plays just to see what kind of defense they're going to get. Let's go back to that punt as we take a look at Sammy Winder faking the reverse and then picking up some nice yardage. That punt after the safety by Telcher went 70 yards before it was muffled by Wilhite.
Up the middle, Winder. Nice cut. Sammy Winder inside the Eagle 40. Shot by Johnson and Young. A 31-yard run.
Dan Reeves not happy with his run production so far this year. Went into training camp saying we need more out of our running game, our passing game. We can throw the ball. As you'll take a look right here, 26th in the league this year running the football. Right up the middle, good straight blocking. Reichenbach, Hopkins, 48, doesn't make the play, and then Winder picks up some yards on his own.
And Denver first down at the Philadelphia 36-yard line. They lead it here 2-0. Wilhite. And Gerald Wilhite pushed back. Middle linebacker Mike Reichenbach in his third season out of East Stroudsburg. Second down, 7. At the Eagle 33. And again for the ground. Wilhite broke a tackle. Getting inside the 35. Again, it's Reichenbach on the stop. Gerald Wilhite. The man who threw the...
With anybody in the National Football League, but we're not good enough to dominate him. And we'd like to keep him loose with some gimmicks.
Third down, 7. 3 minutes gone by. Movement in the line. Elway throwing one. And overthrows Clint Sampson, the intended receiver. And a penalty flag is down. Referee today is Dick Hantak. It's against the Eagles. Hantak in his 9th year.
What do you think, huh?
Very nice. He's ready. Third down and 2 off the penalty. At the Eagles 28. Broncos with a 2-0 lead here in the opening minutes of the first quarter. Sandy Winder. Inside the 25. Wes Hopkins, free safety, making the stop. Wes Hopkins in the 4-6, though, is now combination free safety / linebacker. An unusual situation for him.
Well, he led this team last year, the Eagles, in defense, defensive tackles from that free safety spot. And he's going to be making a lot of tackles, you can be sure, because now in that 46, he's going to be up there playing a linebacker a great deal.
First down for Denver. Inside the Eagle. 25. Sewell split wide left side. Elway looking for Sewell. Incomplete. Pittsburgh leading Minnesota. Second and 10. Ball at the 24. Here's Wilhite. Gets the block. And has the first down. Paul Howard, the right guard, setting it up for Gerald Wilhite. Mark Cooper setting it out with a slightly separated shoulder. The injury taking place Monday night against Pittsburgh. At first it was thought to be a bruise, but Dan Reeves comes in with the 13-year veteran Paul Howard.
And a fine block by Howard at 36 years of age. The oldest Bronco comes in and does a great job on that play of stringing the runner.
First down at the 13. Now Lang and Winder are the setback. Sampson in motion. Elway in chase, throws end zone. Watson not able to hang on. Pass slightly off the mark. Roynell Young on the cover.
Dan Reeves does such a great job of just didn't come out of it clean enough, and the timing was not there, but so many different formations already in the game, Marv, so many motions and movements. It's tough to get a handle on them defensively when they're always moving, and especially when so many players can throw the football for the Broncos.
And you look for some additional gadget play calling as Elway throws over the head of Sampson. Denver with 4 receivers now. Clint Sampson, Mark Jackson, Steve Watson, Steve Sewell. Eagles with 6 defensive backs. Crowd urging the defense on. Elway throwing, intended for Sewell. And the field goal unit will come on. So the Eagles' 7-yard attempt this time will attempt from 30 yards away. Gary Kubiak will hold. The angle to the right. And Carlos puts it through. So an unusual score posted here in the first quarter at Philadelphia. It is not the Phillies who are playing, but it is 5-0. Denver leading the Philadelphia Eagles, leading the Eagles 5-0. Offense. Denver with a 12-play drive leading to the 30-yard field goal by Carlos. Good high kick. And again, it's Catalafasi out to the 15. Holding on to that football as he reaches out near the 24. Ken Woodard on the stop, 20-yard return.
Says, hey, it's about time we got some offense. So look at the offense for the Eagles. The rookie is Keith Byers, playing in his second game. The offensive line, Gillespie didn't play last week. Didn't play too well the first week against Washington.
He had his problems against Dexter Manley in that opening game against the Redskins. And they go to the ground for Byers off the slant. Keith Byers made his first NFL start last week against Chicago. Only 32 yards on 19 carries. The Eagle running game has been invisible. One of the local columnists referred to it as remedial offense.
Barney Chavis, who is retired, Ryan Mecklenburg, Hunley, good set of linebackers in the defensive backs.
Outstanding secondary for the Denver Broncos. 2nd down and 8. Philadelphia from their 26. And Jaworski puts it downfield for Jackson. Lewis White on the tackle of the home run type wide receiver Kenny Jackson, his 3rd season out of Penn State, a 38-yard pass play.
Watch as Bill Smith had that spot up until this game.
Jackson had a shaky preseason, but he's back in it. Buddy Ryan has been down on Phil Smith. 1st down in Denver territory. Michael Haddix with a short pickup. He's a 4-year man out of Mississippi.
Against the run, they're 26th against the pass. That does not tell you the whole story. They're much better defensively against the pass than that shows, but they played the Raiders and the Steelers, and both of them had to throw to get anything done.
Which tells us sometimes you can just throw those stats out the window. Mike Wick is to the right side. Here's Jaworski. And it's incomplete. The tight end, Dave Little, with a juggling act and out of bounds.
Well, it was a good throw by Jaworski. It was a slow developing play because he had to throw it to Little after he had gone to the sideline and then turned it up. It's a play action fake to hold the linebackers. Now he's going to lay the ball up and over. As you see, Little went to the sideline. Now he's turned it up. He has the ball. He just doesn't have control of it as he goes out of bounds. Good throw, good call.
3rd down and 7 at the Denver 33. 8.5 left, 1st quarter. Broncos 5 and the Eagles nothing. Jaworski stopped on the blitz by the strong safety Dennis Smith.
Whenever you have a strong safety blitz that early in the game and a sack, Marv, it's obvious that the defense of the Broncos saw something that the Philadelphia Eagles weren't doing that would allow the strong safety to get in there and make that blitz. Good scouting on the part of Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator.
So 4th down play coming up as we scan the scoreboard. And Pittsburgh has come back to tie it. 18-yard touchdown thrown by Malone to Abercrombie. Gerald Wilhite is back waiting the Telchik punt. And a short one. He shanked a couple last week. Bad punt by the rookie from Texas, who certainly got an earful during the course of the week from Buddy Ryan. And he has been on a roller coaster. He averaged 47 yards a punt against the yard punt by John Telchik. Denver will take over at their 29-yard line. Clint Sampson goes to the left side. Steve Watson at the near side. Denver 5 and Philadelphia nothing. 7 minutes gone by. 1st quarter. Here's Winder. Short pickup for Sammy Winder. Outside linebacker Gary Cobb on the stop. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. Second down and 7 at the 32. Winder. Sammy Winder following the block of Paul Howard, bumped out by the strong safety, Andre Waters.
Take another look. Dan Reeves would love to get his running game going. I think he was encouraged by the first series, the way Winder ran up the middle early on. And I think if he's going to get some running yardage, you're going to see the Broncos doing a lot of running today.
3rd and 6 for Denver. From their 33. Elway with the time. Chased by Reggie White. Elway back at his 10. And runs it out close to the first down marker, and the crowd upset because the Eagles had numerous shots at John Elway. He picked up 11, and so has the first down.
Well, Elway was the top rushing quarterback in the league the last 2 years, as you saw. Darby 94, White 92. White chased him back and forth that way. This reminds me of when I was young.
I was going to say, not of yourself, Bob.
No, when I was very, very young. And the fans were booing the defense for the Eagles. And I'm sure a lot of those defensive linemen say, hey, listen, we're doing the best we can. Get out here and chase him yourself.
You and Jay Berwanger were up for Heisman honors at the same time. First down at the 44. First. Off the reverse. Jackson. Nothing. And the Eagles were right on top of that one.
Well, not all of your gimmicks are going to work, and Reeves knows that, but at least showing them during the games, and of course the first 2 games he showed a lot of them, is going to make the Eagle defense more cautious, and of course the teams they play down the road are always going to be looking for something. You see Will Height takes it, laterals it back. Now the next thing you're going to see off of this is a pass. I don't know if Jackson can throw, but of course being out of Purdue, he probably can.
Of course. Mark Jackson, a 6th-round draft pick from the Boilermakers of Purdue. Off the draw, Winder. To the 48, Wes Hopkins, Andre Waters on the stop. Andre Waters, the strong safety, had a couple of interceptions last week against Chicago, and sounds like he is a ball of laughs. I know the offensive players appreciate that.
2 interceptions in the end zone, and he also had a sack, and that's Buddy's type of player.
3rd down 5.
This would be anybody's type of player. I'd like to have him on my team.
Elway is taken down. Gary Cobb will get credit for the sack. Outside linebacker Gary Cobb heading to the quarterback.
That was the 46 defense. Both outside linebackers were lined up to Elway's left side when you have a short week to prepare, as the Broncos did.
So back in punt formation is 25. Jack Wheel had an up and down preseason, but it's come on. First 2 games of the regular season. Phil Smith awaits the punt. And here's Smith at his 20. And no running room at all. He's forced out by Daniel Hunter. A 42-yard punt and a 4-yard return. The game plan simple. What do you mean by a simple game plan?
Well, here's a normal game plan that a team might have. The plays here on the left, of course, are running plays, and the ones on the right are passing. You may have 50 running plays and over 100 passing combinations. Now, what I mean by that, maybe take 10 of your best running plays and maybe 7 or 8 of your best pass plays and work from that.
Is that an old Miami Dolphin game plan?
One of my old ones I pulled out of the closet.
That looks a little too complex for you, Bob. Here's Jaworski on first down, and it's broken up. So it'll be a second. Seattle now in front of New England, 13-yard touchdown run. And Michael Haddix bottled up. Short pickup. Mecklenburg on the tackle. We're set for an update. Let's go to Bob Costas and NFL 86.
Marv, until a moment ago, Rich Camarillo, the Patriots veteran punter, had never had a kick blocked in regular season. But the Seahawks' Kerry Justin got to this one. The Hawks take over at the 13-yard line of the Patriots. On the next play, Kurt Warner scores. But the Pats have just come back, and they are within 7-6 pending the extra point.
Thank you, Bob. On third down, and here's second-year quarterback Randall Cunningham coming on for Ron Jaworski. This is something that Buddy Ryan has done from time to time, and Cunningham is picked off. Mike Harden on the interception. So Mike Harden runs it in as Cunningham, who has come on in third and long situations, is intercepted on his first attempt. Mike Harden, the 8-year man from Michigan.
You saw 49, Smith blitzing at that point. Now they're in a zone right there. Harden sits right there. It was a misread by Cunningham. He thought they were in man-to-man coverage and didn't see Harden to the outside. And Harden just runs it back for a touchdown. Two big scores set up in the first quarter by the Denver defense and kick teams.
Mike Harden with his first interception of the season, and Rich Collis will attempt the extra point. Just under 4 left in this first quarter. It is now a 12-0 Bronco lead off a safety, a field goal, and a 30-yard interception return. And the Eagles are hearing it from the crowd here this first quarter. We'll be back in Philadelphia in a moment. And again, it's Catalacase with Crawford blocking. Catalacase stepped out. He was putting a move on the kicker, Thomas, but he had stepped out. And what is this all about?
Catching up on the sports. That's tough. I wouldn't want to be the quarterback that has to leave, and I wouldn't want to be the one that went out there. It's a tough situation especially for a young quarterback.
Eagles first down from the 27. Play action. And Jaworski goes to the middle. Kenny Jackson on the reception for the first down at the 45.
Taking their starting quarterback out on third down and brought in a quarterback from the bench, as the Eagles do in their system.
Reuben Carter is in there at nose tackle. Denver now out of a 3-4 for the first down from the 45. Keith Byers trying to stiff arm, not able to make the turn. Ricky Hundley, the inside linebacker, was right on him.
The reason the Eagles go to that Cunningham on third down is because Cunningham right here can run so well. What other teams like to do is contain him and keep him in the pocket and get pressure on the inside. Here, a lot of teams will use a spy or a player right here to mirror wherever he goes. If Cunningham goes this way, he's there to tackle him. But as they were saying earlier in the week, if they have a spy, they better be a fast spy. But his strength is running, and they play him to run first and pass second. It's a very tough situation for a young man in his second year.
Second down 8. Here's Byers. Nice second effort for the first down. Keith Byers with his best run as a pro. Stopped by Jim Ryan.
Byers has not played in a year and a half. He missed the entire year last year at Ohio.
On his right foot, he was a risky number 1 draft pick. First down at the Denver 44. And Jaworski throwing deep for Quick. Broken up. Steve Wilson. The extra to
Harden just had the interception. Wilson is in there for him, sees the ball very well, and actually Quick does a good job of not allowing Wilson to intercept the ball. This secondary of the Broncos, probably the best in the National Football League. Certainly the best insofar as depth is concerned.
2nd and 10. Jaworski is now 2 for 5, 56 yards. And Jaworski popped as he gets it away, intended for Mike Quick, and he was jarred by Steve Wilson.
Well, Steve Wilson is a defensive back. He is not one of your normal rush people. You normally think defensive linemen or linebackers are going to rush the quarterback, and the Denver defense, confusion, attacking, aggressive defense, a little bit different than they've been the last few years. Now they seem to be blitzing a defensive back on every play as we see the boos go up for Randall Cunningham coming back in the ballgame.
Yes, the crowd reacting negatively as Cunningham comes on for this 3rd down and 10. Tough spot. Second-year man out of Nevada, Las Vegas. This time the handoff and a reverse. Jackson. And hammered from behind. He's short of the 1st down. But Ryan going for the gadget play. The reverse to the speedster, Kenny Jackson, but Tony Lilly was right there for the stop.
I just don't like, Mark, when you take your starting quarterback out of the ball game and bring in a second-year player. It puts pressure and puts more pressure on the defense because Cunningham can run so well. But Jaworski is a fine quarterback. I mean, Jaworski can get the job done. He does not scramble when he sits in the pocket. This is a 3rd and 10 call, and it's tough to pick up 10 yards on 3rd down on a reverse.
Also, I would think it's very tough to get in and out of the rhythm of the game coming off the bench of that matter.
And then your confidence is going to be beaten down.
High snap, and Telchik fires one up in the air. What is going on here? It is incomplete pass.
He took that ball and threw it straight up in the air like a punt. You know what they was thinking.
Tell me.
He threw that ball obviously as a pass. The Denver man that was back may have thought it was a punt.
And he may have gotten away with something. As a penalty marker was thrown, and the Eagles were looking to cause confusion. Football obviously is a game where guys very rarely go against the grain. You see very few new ideas.
Illegal contact. Defense. Number 31.
Straight up now. This is
5 yards. First
no
down.
more than a pass. I don't know. He said 31. That was Michael Harden, but 47, Wilhite was the man back. Received the punt, but Harden didn't make a play for the ball.
And off the confusion, the Eagles,
here we'll see
for the first down. Here it is.
I don't know about that because Wilhite, 47, was going for the ball, and as long as you go for the ball, see the ball and are going for it, making a legitimate effort. I've never seen that before.
So they call it illegal contact on Wilhite for going for the football.
They didn't call it interference, called illegal contact.
All right, fires the ball carrier, stopped by Tom Jackson. So the intent of the punter Telchik was to throw it as high as possible and create the chaos. And the Broncos obviously not sure how to play it.
We know that we thought was a punt. Obviously, the Eagles were hoping that Wilhite thought it was a punt and would let it go because he's near his goal line. Now there you see the contact. If it was pass interference on Wilhite, the ball would have been brought down to the 10-yard line. But it was not brought to the 10-yard line, so it must have been illegal contact before the ball got there. But illegal contact to a receiver is the same as pass interference. We're trying to get a clarification on that.
In effect, the Eagles felt that Wilhite, who was back deep, would not have realized that it wasn't a punt. All right, that catch by Spagnuolo was just short of the first down, so Jaworski looking for Byers goes incomplete. Byers covered by Tony Lilly, and now it is a 4th down. It is a 4th and 1 from the 24-yard line. The Eagles going for the first down. left in his vault attempt. We'll have to see where they spot the football. Reuben Potter, the nose tackle, and Steve Wilson up from the secondary, stacking up Byers, who try to vault the pack. We are just underway, second quarter, and the Broncos with a 12-0 lead on the Eagles off a safety by virtue of the opening kickoff, calling for the yardsticks. A 30-yard field goal by Carlos, and then Randall Cunningham, second string quarterback, came on for Ron Jaworski on a third down play. As you see, the Eagles are short of the first down, and Cunningham was intercepted by Harden, who ran it in from 30 yards away for the 12-0 lead. So Denver will take over.
The ruling on that play we were just talking about on the play that was a pass by Telchik and not the punt was illegal contact past the 5-yard limit. But it looked to me like it was interference because it was illegal contact. The man was trying to catch the ball. But actually, I don't even think it was interference because Wilhite had his eyes on the ball, was trying to catch the ball also. So that's the ruling. Illegal contact, 5 yards from line of scrimmage.
Denver first down from the 24. Wilhite peels off. Elway on play action. Wilhite scooped it up. Incomplete. Andre Waters on the coverage. Denver Broncos come at a 2-0. They beat the Raiders 38-36 on opening day. Monday night, 21-10 over the Steelers. Broncos winning a Monday night game on the road for the first time in club history. And Denver's defense holding Pittsburgh to only 30 yards on the ground, gave up only 236 total yards.
Offense, number 60, first down.
And the penalty called on Paul Howard, right guard. Down and 20. Sammy Winder. Stopped by Alonzo Johnson, the rookie from Florida, from his outside linebacker position.
First quarter stats, and these are offensive stats. What we need are defensive stats to show you the play of the Denver defense. Mike Harden with the interception for a touchdown, and of course Harden causing the fumble that resulted in a safety on the opening kickoff.
Once again, the Eagles not able to do anything on the ground. Second down, 15 at the 19. Broncos with 4 wide receivers. And a timeout has been called. Timeout called by Denver at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. This the home opener for the Eagles, who are having their difficulties here against the Denver Broncos. Minute gone by, second quarter. Broncos lead it 12-0. Second down and 15 from the 19. Elway with the time. Oh, a terrific attempt by Evan Cooper over the back of Steve Sewell, but it's incomplete.
You know, in past years, that may have been called interference because he did go for the ball, but he went over the receiver. As long as the defensive back is going for the ball and does not go through the offensive man and does not give him a chance to catch the ball, it's not interference. But it was a good play and good timing by Cooper.
Cooper, in his third year out of Michigan, became a starter this season, was strictly a return specialist and special teams man. Last year, Elway only 1 out of 6 for 4 yards, but it's been a strange game. A safety, a field goal, an interception return. Third down, 15. Elway in trouble. And he is whipping the grass with the player having control. And so it is a sack for Ken Clark. Eagles' second sack of the day.
Buddy Ryan said the thing they have to do to Elway is contain him first and pressure him. Now they had a little twist inside. The defensive lineman crossed, trying to throw the blocking off of the offensive line. And that time, that contain and pressure tactic worked on John Elway.
And Jack Wheel awaiting this snap. He is deep in his end zone. Evan Cooper is back. Here's Cooper off the hop. And across the 40. Tackled by Ken Woodard. Denver, 37-yard line. Oh, that's not bad. First down for the Eagles. They spotted at the Denver 38-yard line. John Spagnuolo is back in now at tight end. Long count. And Jaworski is hit, and the fumble. And we'll wait for them to unravel. The Broncos think they have it. And Denver has recovered. So Jaworski was walloped, and it's Randy Robbins on the bottom of the pile who made the recovery. Rick Dennison, inside linebacker, with the hit on Jaworski.
We talk about the multiple defenses. Right here, you're going to see Dennison. He's going to come blitzing right here. Now, everybody's worried about Mecklenburg, 77, but watch Dennison. Jaworski should never leave that play on. Two linebackers up inside there. He has to call his line down or scoot his backs up where they can make the protection. Dennison causes the fumble. Robbins makes the recovery.
Another Eagle turnover. They destroyed themselves. 4 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles against the Bears last week. Elway with the handoff. Wilhite with the opening. And tripped up, but has the first down. Good block by the right tackle, Ken Lanier. Andre Waters on the stop. Wilhite ran off 13 yards, and he is shaken up. Well, Wilhite last year was slowed by a knee injury. #1 draft pick out of San Jose State in his 5th season. In the starting lineup today, Gene Lang slowed by a sore leg, and Wilhite trying to walk it off.
Wilhite can do so many things for that Bronco offense. He can throw the ball. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. He is a big special teamer. He can run well with the punt returns. Just gets tripped up right there. It looks like he fell. No, the late hit by Hopkins is probably what caused the injury. Like he may have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. He may have fallen on the bar. That blow by Hopkins may have slowed him up a little.
First down at the Eagle 39. Sewell comes to the near side. Elway goes to Sewell. And Sewell inside the 20 for another first down to Wes Hopkins on the stop. So Steve Sewell, who at first did not like lining up as a wide receiver because he felt his playing time might decrease, but it hasn't. He was a bit of a disappointment as a running back last year in his rookie season, but certainly has shown value as a receiver.
Well, all of Denver's running backs are kind of, they're not your prototype running back. They can do more than one thing. They're not big and fast. Obviously, Sewell is the fastest on their team and can move around just like the others.
Picked up 22 on the play. Wilhite is back in there now. First down at the 17-yard line. Elway's first completion after going 0 for 5. Here's Winder to the 16. Waters on the stop. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. Marv Albert with Bob Greasy from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, where the Denver Broncos lead the Philadelphia Eagles 12-0. 4 minutes gone by, second quarter. It has been a curious game. A safety, a field goal, an interception for a touchdown, a wild pass thrown by the Eagle punter, Telchik. Here's Winder, able to break a tackle, getting inside the 5. Greg Brown running him out, but it'll be a 1st and goal for Denver.
Elway is so much in control. The confidence that he shows on the field is very obvious for me sitting up here. He knows what he wants to get done. He is very sharp and very crisp. throw that over to what we just saw on the turnover by Jaworski. The line of scrimmage, as we take another look, he had faked into the line, came up, looked downfield, saw the man was covered, and then dumped it very quickly to Winder so he could get something done. But Jaworski on the previous turnover should not leave those 2 linebackers up there, and he should have gotten a check off to handle the blocking.
First and goal from the 3. Sewell in motion. And here's Winder. Picked up a yard. Up front, Denver with Studdard, Hood, Bryan, Howard, and Lanier. Winford Hood, who was cut in preseason, re-signed this week. Back on the ball club.
Denver has the ball, 2nd and 2 on the 2. Of the 9 touchdowns they've scored this year, only 1 has been running by the offense. They've had 2 defensive touchdowns and 6 through the air, so they're not accustomed to running it over.
Second goal from the 2. Elway off the fake. What a beauty. He had the Studdard lined up as a tight end, and he caught the touchdown. Dave Studdard, the left tackle, who was lined up as a tight end, fooling the Eagles.
Well, that man right there comes up with all the gimmick plays and all the trickery. Now, Studdard had to report to the referee, and the referee went over and tells the Eagles, number 70 is going to be playing tight end. It's to the right of your screen. Now he blocks, he blocks, he blocks. Now he sneaks out. Elway gives himself 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage because he knows it's going to take a while for Studdard to get out there and get open.
And it is the second touchdown reception of his 8-year NFL career. Here's Carlos. We're pushing and shoving within the line as Carlos is able to connect. So this curious game continues. We now have a tackle playing tight end, catching a touchdown, and Denver leads it 19-0. Opening day.
You can do this from shotgun. You can't do it from a T formation set up. And of course, a lot of teams have it in. It's just a matter of when you call it and who calls it, and timing is everything.
It's exciting, particularly if it works. And the kickoff by Carlos. Crawford out to the 15. And a penalty flag is thrown. That penalty flag was rifled. 23-yard return, but let's see what the call is all about. Denver went 6 plays, 51 yards, capped off by the Elway to Studdard touchdown.
Holding. Number 95 on the return. First down.
So the holding penalty called on backup linebacker Jody Schultz.
Let's go back and take another look at that touchdown that Studdard caught. He's lined up right here. Now watch him. He'll block, he'll block, he'll block, and then he releases. 2nd down and 2, so it's still a run-pass situation. A good fake. Studdard holds up, blocking, and then releases. You got to block a long time, I tell you. Good open. Elway with a good job.
First down from the 13. Here's Carter LaPasse. Nothing. And the Eagle running game once again going nowhere. Rick Dennison on the stop. That touchdown by John Elway made it 10 consecutive games that he has thrown at least 1 touchdown. That ties the team record of Charlie Johnson.
I saw a shot of Studdard. He's sitting over there by himself. I expect pretty soon he's going to be going down and sitting with the receivers. Saying, I got too much tape on my arm.
2nd and 9 at the 14. Michael Haddix out across the 20, picked up about 6. Carl Mecklenburg on the stop. There's Haddix. He saw extensive action last week. Ran for 34 yards. That was game high, and that's the point we made a moment ago. Charlie Johnson, a contemporary of Bob Creasy.
Elway is on a roll. There's no question about it. 124 passes without an interception. Has his team playing well.
3rd down 2 at the 21. 8.5 2.5 remaining in this first half. Incomplete. Intended for Tatalatasi. Dennison on the coverage. Good rush by Mecklenburg. And it's 3 plays and punt.
We have not,
Eagles.
We've not mentioned Mecklenburg much today, but he is really a key to that defense. He moves around, this time playing the left defensive end. It's in and forces Jaworski to get rid of the ball before he'd like to.
I don't look for the punter, John Telchik, to be throwing any passes high in the air this time. He is back at a 6. And Wilhite back for it. And takes a Denver hop.
They're booing the hop.
Goes down as a 31-yard punt. And it's back to the offense for the Broncos in a very difficult first half for Buddy Ryan.
The turnovers are what really have hurt the Eagles. They had an interception run back for a touchdown, a fumble that Jaworski didn't check out of. It's a situation. It was a quarterback mistake. It was a mental mistake that turned into a turnover, which turned into a touchdown for the Broncos.
Denver first down at midfield. Elway on a short setup. And throws the bomb for Sewell. A beautiful catch. And Sewell is rolled down at the 10. Andre Waters covering. Sewell followed it all the way and then turned back to come up with a 40-yard pass play.
A short punt gave the Broncos the ball midfield. One of the things that the Denver offense has been criticized for, if you can criticize them for anything, is you see a little pump and go, is the killer instinct. This was a little stop and go. Sewell went down 5 yards, stopped, and then he went down again. The thing he does is he sees the ball and comes back and makes the catch.
What were you saying earlier about the Broncos will be a weary team, what with all the cross-country travel back and forth?
That's for sure. No team in the last couple of years has won on Monday night away and then come back and won on the road again. The Broncos are trying to put the ball game away right here in the first half.
And Winder looking to make the turn. And a flag thrown. And it looks like a late hit will be called on Evan Cooper or Wes Hopkins. Ball was fumbled out of bounds.
Face mask. Winder makes a good move to get around the lineman, and then
Face
right
mask.
there.
Defense, number 48, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And it's a first and goal at the 4, 64 yards on 10 carries for Sammy Winder. Check the scoreboard. Jets leading Miami in the second quarter.
Come up there.
And Minnesota over Pittsburgh now 17-7. Tampa Bay in front of Detroit in the second. Here's Winder, straight ahead touchdown. And the Broncos are shredding the Eagles. Bryan and Bishop led the way, and Denver on top 25-0.
Very impressive display in the first half, the Denver offense. They do so many things, it's hard to prepare for their offense, but turn that over also. Buddy Ryan's 46th defense, the Broncos only had like 3 days to prepare for it, and they've done a masterful job. Of course, the Eagles are turning the ball over in pretty good field position and helping the Broncos out.
Winder races in from 4 yards out. Here's Carlos. The extra point. And Denver moving in front of the Eagles now by the score of 26-0. And we're early in the game. We have 7:14 left, second quarter.
We talked about the short week. As you see Howard coming over on a trap, make a good block. Howard playing very well as Winder gets in almost untouched. We talked about the short week affecting the Broncos. I think more than that, the Eagles are having a letdown after playing so well last Sunday against the Chicago Bears.
Carlos will kick off to the Philadelphia Eagles. Be sure to join us next week for an NFL doubleheader here on NBC, getting underway with NFL 86 at 12:30 Eastern Time. Look up the lineup. Those are the early games. And in the second part of the doubleheader, some good ones. New England playing the Broncos, San Diego, and the Raiders. And the Jets will play the Colts at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis. Denver with 12 points in the first quarter. 14 here in the second on a touchdown pass to the tackle Studdard, who was lined up as a tight end, and then off the long pass to Sewell. Winder took it the rest of the way. Catalatasi getting away, gets a tackle, has some room. The kicker, Carlos, pushes him out of bounds. 52-yard kickoff return by rookie junior Catalatasi.
Catalatasi made this roster early in the preseason by doing things just like this. Has good vision for a runner. You've got to be able to see where the holes are, and he's got good feet. And then when he gets outside, he's got the speed to get downfield. Carlos with the saving tackle.
Eagles first down at the Bronco 43-yard line. Jaworski with the time and lofts it. John Spagnola could not hold on. Carl Mecklenburg was covering.
Well, they were in a two-deep zone, and Mecklenburg had the tight end all the way. Mecklenburg is a man that really causes confusion for the offense. He can play linebacker. He moves around. He's played all 7 positions in the front defensive line, all the linebacking positions, and he says the least favorite is nose tackle. And pretty smart.
Yeah, that's got to be the most grueling position to play. Second down and 10. And Jaworski going deep for Quick. Covered by Lewis Wright. Mike Quick, the intended receiver, and Jaworski has not been able to hook up with Quick. A third down play, and Randall Cunningham back on, so Buddy Ryan not varying from the script. What's Buddy going to say this week? And he has had some brutal things to say, although he was kind. He stayed away from it after the opening day walloping by the Redskins over the Eagles. Here's the quarterback draw for Cunningham. And it works. Cunningham picking up the first down.
There's no question that at this point in Cunningham's career is what he does best. And run the quarterback draw, and of course you're going to play him to run first and pass second. I just think it's too much for a young man like that to handle coming in on 3rd and 10 situations. A lot of experienced quarterbacks, the toughest part of their job is going long on 3rd down, and now you're asking a young man to come in and hold off the bench and do it.
First down at the Denver 31. Jaworski went short. The tight end Spagnola refusing to go down. Dennis Smith, the strong safety, number 49, finally got him down. So Dave Little started the game at tight end. He has been the start of the season, but Spagnola has come on, and now he is in the lineup.
It started for the Eagles last year and no longer around. 5 of them are starting someplace else in the league.
2nd and 5 at the Broncos 26. Trying to make the turn, could not. The inside linebacker, Ricky Hundley, on the stop. Hundley and Mecklenburg going into today's play lead the Broncos in tackles. Ricky Hundley was a #1 draft pick out of Cincinnati, out of Arizona.
Here are the 9 players that started last year for the Eagles. Griggs and Wilkes and Williams were traded. The others were released. And some of them just couldn't get along with Buddy Ryan.
Third down, 3. And the flag's thrown. Sound like a Jaworski was varying the cadence.
False start. Offense. Number 66. Third down.
And it's the left guard, Ken Reeves, who is called on the false start.
One of the ways to control the line of scrimmage is the cadence and not do it on a rhythmatic count. Hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, but do it non-rhythmatic. Hut, hut. But if you're going to pull your own offensive lineman off, what good is it, right? I mean, you're supposed to control the line of scrimmage and use it as a weapon, but obviously, I think the long counts are good, but quick counts are also good. You got to get up there and just go with the ball.
You have me jumping, Bob. Third down, 8. And here's Cunningham back. And down he goes. And that may have had the ball knocked loose. On the other hand, there might have been a whistle that Ken Woodard getting to the quarterback. So once again, Randall Cunningham coming in for Ron Jaworski on third down. And a flag has been thrown.
Woodard in there putting some pressure and allows Rulon Jones.
Motion. Offense. Number 81. Penalty decline. Fourth down.
Things, and they are doing it. They are controlling this ball game. The Denver defense is turning it over for their offense.
And Jaworski going for the ball. Let's see, did he catch it? No. Incomplete. Dennis Smith breaking it up. Intended for Kenny Jackson. And Denver will take over on down. 3:37 remaining in this first half. The Broncos lead it by the score of 26-0.
This was almost like a Hail Mary. There's two men, two Broncos right there, as you see. Smith, 49, is right there. It looks as though Jackson had it for a second and then didn't hold on, but that's like a Hail Mary. You've got two defensive backs and one receiver. You just throw it up anyway because it's fourth down and what was it, 16.
The Broncos first down from their 37-yard line. Winder and Wilhite are the running backs. That is Sewell in motion. And Sewell off the swing. Looked to throw, couldn't find anybody. And he's put down at the 30 by Evan Cooper, the right corner.
Well, that you called it correctly, Marv. That was a lateral to Sewell. Sewell was looking to throw, but the Eagle defense is in a zone coverage. They had to play well covered.
Jets in Miami in a wild one.
Figured to be a high-scoring game.
And Fowles now takes over at right corner for Cooper. Second down, 17. Broncos back at their 30. Watson to the near side. Sampson far side. Elway looking for Watson. Big rush. And hauled down by Byron Darby, the left defensive end. Third sack of the day for the Eagles.
Kind of yell at him. I know in Miami when I was playing, Larry Little, our offensive guard for so many years, if Don Shula would yell at him, he'd react just the opposite. He'd go into the shell. And others needed to be yelled at. And I don't think that Buddy is just being himself. He is not being anything different than what you see is what you get.
Look at this nice quote concerning Michael Haddock. No one yelled at you, though.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Wilhite, as we resume, did not find the opening. Darby right there. And the punting unit will come on for Denver. Bob, you have our staff so intimidated here that everything is Mr. Greasy. Is this okay? Is this microphone all right?
Professional courtesy, that's all, Marvin.
Oh, that's nice. Here's a Philadelphia fan with a greeting for Buddy. Buddy's wife says he's much different at home.
So if you get to know Buddy, if you get to know him, he's really a nice guy. And he is, but I don't know about, you know, if you want to work for him, you play for him, you've got to be pretty loose. I think you kind of have to be the same type that Buddy is. If you talk tongue-in-cheek a lot and just like to put people on, there'd be no problem playing for Buddy. But if you're the more serious type, and you may have some problems with him. Has a horse farm down in Kentucky. Has 173 acres, 17 horses, and I think he knows the pedigree of his horses a lot better than he knows the names of his players. You know, he does his players by names and nicknames, but you talk about those thoroughbreds, and he can tell you a third-generation pedigree.
His horses have turned against him. They've been upset. So here is Jack Wheel, first-year man out of Wyoming. Getting set to punt from his 9. Mike Waters is back deep for the Eagles. 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half. And an excellent punt. Waters has to back up. Good coverage, but Woodard was picked off. And Waters on the circular route is bumped out of bounds. 47-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Randy Robbins pushed Waters out of bounds. Next Saturday right here on NBC, the baseball season continues. You can join us as the Blue Jays travel to Fenway Park, face the Red Sox or the Atlanta Braves, and the Houston Astros starting at 2 o'clock with the pregame show. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Baseball here on NBC next Saturday. Philadelphia first down from their 41-yard line. Bettalatasi and Haddix are the running backs. They work out of the shotgun. And Jaworski incomplete, threw behind Johnson. Second down play coming up as we approach the 2-minute mark, and not a pretty statistical line for Ron Jaworski. He is 4 for 14, 69 yards.
Known as a pocket passer. Everybody knows where he's going to be. Does not scramble around, and the knock is that you can sack him and he won't get rid of the football.
He has a 2nd and 10 now at the 41. Nice catch by Quick, holding it in with one hand. Mike Harden on the coverage. First down for the Eagles. Mike Quick, who comes off a sensational year, made the Pro Bowl for the 3rd straight season. And there's the 2-minute warning. We get the automatic timeout with the Denver Broncos well in front. They lead the Philadelphia Eagles 26-0.
The Mercedes-Benz driving.
He's right, doing a little pacing. I think he's a little nervous about this 2-minute drill, but one of the finest coaches, defensive coaches in the league right there.
2 minutes to go. First half. Broncos lead the Eagles 26-0. And a first down at the Denver 47. The swing for Haddix. And he is hit back behind the line. Mike Harden was right there. Michael Haddix making his first start of the season and has not been able to get going. A controversial move was made during the course of the week. The Eagles releasing 1,000-yard man Ernest Jackson, who was not a favorite of Buddy Ryan. Pass intended for Mike Quick. Foley and Harden on the coverage. And this Eagles running game has really suffered. Quick scan of the scoreboard. Jets and Miami in a high-scoring affair. Dallas now leads Atlanta in the second. 21-13. Buffalo with that 10-0 lead on the Cardinals, who have had big problems.
Buddy Ryan talking about Jackson. Ernest Jackson said, you know, he can't catch, he can't run, he can't block. I don't know why we should keep him. Right. Otherwise, he's a nice guy.
3rd and 10. Minute and a half to go, first half. Off the solid hit, and it's ruled an incomplete. Quick did not have possession. Mike Harden jarring Mike Quick.
Ted Plum, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, who was one of 5 coaches that came from the Bears to the Eagles with Buddy Ryan, says we just need to get the ball to Quick as much as we can. He's going to make some big plays. They got it to him 73 times. Couldn't see from that angle if the ball was in or not. They got it to him 73 times last year with 11 touchdowns, so he is their big play man.
And with the 4th down and 10, punter John Telchik drops back to the Eagle 38, Gerald Wilhite. Packet is 10. To not down it, so it'll come out to the 20. It's a 47-yard punt with the roll. 1:16 left in this first half.
The Achievers, those who faced adversity and refused to fail, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Defensive end Greg Brown was supporting.
Give me a trial, I would take care of the rest.
Back in Philadelphia, Broncos take over. First down from their 20-yard line. Winder out to the 24. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Clock is running. We approach a minute left in this first half. Broncos leading the Eagles by the score of 26-0.
Kubiak, number 8, giving the signals that he just got the play from Reeves. He'll signal the play into Elway, and then, of course, Elway, if he sees something at the line of scrimmage that requires being checked off, he has the authority to do that. But, Elway has come a long way. He played the Bears and Buddy Ryan 3 years ago in Chicago. He was totally confused.
Winder. Short gain for Sammy Winder. The middle linebacker Mike Reichenbach on the stop, and Broncos just playing the clock down. 20 seconds remaining.
One of the telling statistics of the first half, Marv, the Denver Broncos have averaged 9.1 yards on first down. The Eagles only 1.4, and that has been their problem the first 2 ball games, is not getting anything done on first down.
And you can hear the reaction from the crowd here in Philadelphia, directed toward the Philadelphia Eagles, who are trailing at halftime 26.
And the Broncos recover once again. Tackle eligible play here down near the goal line. From the 2, Dave Studdard, number 70, is eligible. John Elway finds him for Elway, his 6th touchdown pass of the season. Sammy Winder adds a touchdown a bit later. 26-0 in favor of Denver. And Ahmad, I must tip my cap to you, because that pregame feature on the Orange Crush defense couldn't have been more timely.
Bobby, they are really rolling out there. I had a chance to talk to Tom Jackson, a linebacker who's been around for 14 years. He said it's such a pleasure to finally be on a team that the defense doesn't have to carry. And when the offense scored 38 points against the Raiders a couple weeks ago, it really gave a boost to that Denver defense. And as far as confidence goes, Carl Mecklenburg says that they have the best defense in all of football. Now, a stat here. Joe Collier's defense has allowed the fewest touchdowns in the NFL over the last 10 years. It's pretty strong.
Is the Bronco defense better than the Bear defense?
Well, that's hard to say. It's hard to say right now, but I would say that as an overall team, I think that the Broncos may be a little bit stronger.
Well, maybe they'll settle it in the Super Bowl.
26-0 lead, and on the stat sheet, they have it all over the Eagles.
I think the interesting statistic, beside the turnovers in favor of the Denver Broncos, is the Broncos rushing as opposed to their passing. Normally, big passing team, not much run production. Today, a lot of running, and I anticipate that Dan Reeves is going to try and continue that same philosophy. Winder has 76 yards on 13 carries. Wilhite with 25 yards on 5 carries. And Elway only 5 of 10, only 10 attempts, and all 5 of those going to running backs. Now, a couple of those have gone to Sewell, which is he's also a wide receiver, but